What if I told you that there is a subreddit that didn't understand sarcasm and took offense to anything vaguely negative said about them? Well, congrats, you just discovered Reddit. Now, actually, today we're going to be talking about a subreddit called r slash America Bad. Now, what makes this subreddit so bad that I felt the need and desire to make a video on it? Well, it's the simple fact that it's really cringe. Listen, I love America just as much as the next guy. This subreddit consists of people who, at least from my general understanding of a subreddit, are center-right Americans who get mad whenever Europeans make fun of them. Of course, sometimes they do have a point in what they're upset about, but most of the time it's just useless bullshit no one cares about. Also, as a side note, I looked up America Bad, r slash America Bad, and this is what popped up. Why the R word is the R slur? The R word is a form of hate speech that stands for retard, retarded, or other offensive words ending in tard. Okay. So, friends, will you do me a favor and join me in this journey to investigate and, well, also make fun of r slash America Bad? So, this post, meanwhile, the US is rolling back child labor laws. That's the title. And from what I don't think this is a tweet. Is this like a Tumblr post? I'm actually not sure. Anyways, it says Punjab made universal healthcare available for 110 million people. I assume they mean uh, Pakistan. That's just like a racist way of saying it. Germany gave 2 million workers a 25% raise. Spain has adopted a 4-day work week, and Finland is giving every homeless person a home. Meanwhile, the US is trying to ban abortion and roll back child labor laws. SMH. Well, to be fair, I think it is a fair argument. You know what this person, even if maybe some things are getting kind of wrong, hey, it's a fair argument. Why is the U.S. like going back socially, like making active steps to go back and ban abortion and all this stuff, while all these countries, even Pakistan, which is a pretty third world nation, relatively speaking, how are they able to do this and then America can't even do this? So I saw this comment, right? Which kind of this is the comment which kind of annoys me. What they don't tell you is that Spain adopting a 4-day work week is an increase in work days for the average Spaniard. Now, I looked this up. Uh, Not only did I look this up on certain news articles and stuff, I also asked ChatGPT because I was like, okay, what the hell is this person talking about? And I was like, ChatGPT, hey, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe this is like some elite gamer knowledge which I don't have access to, and ChatGPT will find it for me. And ChatGPT gave me the obvious answer, which is, yeah, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. And yeah, all the articles, they don't talk about whatever this could possibly mean, an increase in work days. I mean, I don't know why. Maybe they meant hours and not work days, because obviously, yeah, because that work day doesn't just get erased, right? They still they move around certain hours to the rest of the week, which personally, I mean, while that does suck, I'd definitely rather have a 4-day work week and just slightly longer days, like 2 hours on average. I think it's more longer days than a 5-day work week, and then you have 2 days of doing nothing, which kind of sucks. The next statement. Finland giving every homeless person a home is the equivalent of them turning a 4-unit condo into a halfway house for the 4 homeless people they have. Okay, so this is another very stupid argument. First off, a 4-unit condo. Sure, right? This person's definitely exaggerating it a bit, but sure, yeah, they're pretty small homes, and a lot of them, from what I saw, it is certain shared homes. But at the same time, from what I saw at least, these places look sanitary. And especially in Finland, it must be a lot better than, dying outside with the snow and stuff. Like, personally, as a homeless person, I'd much rather share a condo, as this person describes it, with a bunch of other people than, fucking dying of frostbite outside, but oh well. And for the 4 homeless people they have, yeah, and why do they have such little homeless people? It's not just because their population's slow. It's because they actually do stuff about their homeless crisis, stuff like that. Which is, I think, the main problem with this subreddit, right? Like this subreddit, they think any attack against the U.S. is like, oh my God, how could you? It's so bad. Like I feel like it's kind of cringe, Like you should be able to criticize your country. You should be able to have problems with what's going on, right? Like the U.S. definitely has a lot of problems, and I feel like these Redditors are just kind of in denial. They're like, no, this is just anti-American slop, which is definitely not true. Next statement: Germany giving workers 25% raise is hardly making up for the last 2 years in inflation and energy costs due to their dependence on Russian power and shutting down all their nuclear plants. Okay, so what about American inflation, right? What about this? What about all these other problems? And yet the US hasn't had an increase to salaries in so damn long, despite the inflation, despite literal economic crisis, etc., etc. Like, right, they're criticizing Germany, but like again, the same thing as the previous two. What is the US doing? The US is doing nothing, absolutely nothing, and especially under Trump, they're going to do even less. India, next statement. India giving free healthcare to the people in Punjab is hilarious because they make up 1 to 2% of the total population. Again, I'm pretty sure this is a misunderstanding what they're saying because from what I understand, they're talking about Pakistan, not India. At least that's what I understood. So yeah, like 1 to 2% of the total population. It's like giving free healthcare to the citizens, right? So the same thing. They're misunderstanding what this bottomless pit person is saying, and they're just kind of denying. Well, yeah, they're doing these things, but look, it's bad, right? It's not perfect. It's like, yeah, it's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction. Like, do you get what I mean, bro? And then, so this person actually makes a good argument. I did Google it in 5 seconds. The Spaniards work 5 days like the rest of us. You're taking stereotypes too seriously. Obviously, the stereotype that Spanish people, they sleep all day, they're lazy, right? Which I will say, certain to a certain amount. But like, yeah, this thing, oh, it's an increase in work. I don't actually understand what this person's saying. Like, that's just a. Then they go on, they respond, and they say, "All my points were hyperbolic and exaggerated." This isn't exaggerated. This is just wrong. Like, I don't think there are actually only 4 homeless people in Finland either. Maybe you're taking them too seriously. Why? Yet somehow I did not laugh. Sounds like a you problem. Like, this person's like, oh, it's just exaggerating, hyperbolic. It's like, so why are you saying it? Why you're trying to like, what you're doing is you're making an argument, and then when people call you out and they say, hey, I did Google it, and you're kind of wrong on this, you're exaggerating. It's like, yeah, it's just supposed to be a joke. It's like, I feel like this whole post, this comment section, really like shows you perfectly what the subreddit is, and it's personally just a lot of people in denial, like people who can't accept that hey, the U.S. really sucks right now, and it's only getting worse because we're not doing stuff to make it better. These people just kind of live in denial, and they're like, well, yeah, things are bad, but look, these countries, the good things they're doing, they're actually not perfect. Yeah, that's kind of the mentality, which is really pissing me off. Okay, so this next post, I think it's actually a good example of this subreddit. So, British people when joke. British people's accents when they start singing, and it's the Infinity War scene where they get snapped away. Enjoy your second Civil War next year by Virtual Car 8867. We'll be having a nice cup of tea with the king, all wearing bowler hats and okay, I can't do a British accent. All wearing bowler hats and laughing as you die screaming. This was found to be non-satirical by their other comments on the post. So I feel like this is a reason why this subreddit can be good. This is what I think is a good post on the subreddit because it's like British people. I have my own problem with them. Don't think I don't got my problem with them British people, right? But like this is another problem with Reddit as a whole. People just take things too serious. Like I'm referring to the commenter in this case because I feel like this is a fair post to make. Like it's just a dumb joke, and this commenter is getting mad. They're saying, laughing as you die screaming. It's like really screwed. So this is a good example, right? This is a good example of a post. I feel like this is what this subreddit should be made of. Making fun of people who take stuff too serious. Unfortunately, the people who participate in the sub are doing the exact thing they're calling out here, which is taking everything way too serious. Okay, so that's the next post by Coffee Addict. They can dish it out but can't take it. So this Twitter account, Matt Morse TV, in my 20 years of internet shitposting, I've noticed that as an American, you're sort of just expected to take it on the chin whenever Europeans feel like shit-talking the USA. But if you ever match their energy and start shit-talking the EU, they go absolutely ballistic meltdown mode. Now, apart from the fact that this is kind of ironic to post, considering this is literally the whole subreddit where it's just people complaining about things that, you know, don't matter at all. But sure. You know what? I can see what point they're trying to make. The other thing they do is happily Eurosplain America to us, and they're wrong 99% of the time. So apart from the fact that the person unironically said Eurosplain, they just assume they know what they're talking about because they're Europeans and thus they know everything. But if we get anything incorrect about Europe, God help us. This is another example, which I think perfectly represents this subreddit. People complain about things that don't matter. Here's the thing. In a lot of the posts we just analyzed, and also just in general, looking through news, looking through apps like Instagram, you'll see a lot of Europeans obviously mad, don't like America, and they criticize it a lot. Personally, I think this is perfectly fair, and I think these people are, they like I said, they live in denial. Like the U.S. has a lot of problems, and when Europeans do make fun of it, I mean they're right. But then Americans will go and say something stupid, also, as we talked earlier. And it's kind of like I don't know, this just post is just so annoying. It's like the perfect representation of pure idiocy from the subreddit. Like I feel like these people don't realize how like delusional they are being. Like listen, like I said before, I love the USA. I love it. I love it a lot. But you can't deny that it has problems, has a lot of problems, and Europe, in many aspects, is a lot better than the U.S., even if their economy isn't as strong and stuff like that. So, I don't. I just think people really shouldn't be taking stuff like this serious, and instead of blaming, oh, look at Europe, look at all these things, we should be trying to fix our country. Our country is in the gutter right now, especially now with the second Trump administration. Like, we have a lot of problems which we're not fixing and we should be fixing. I don't know. All right, final post of the day. I showed this one earlier in the video, but what it's like to be in America on Reddit. And then it's a picture. I don't know who this guy is, but he has a lot of angry men around him with bayonets just pointed at his neck. And like again, this is this is like a huge problem with this subreddit. It's like they're playing the victim. I don't know about you, but I see a lot of Americans on Reddit in general, and you don't just see them getting harassed constantly. Because you know why? Because no one actually gives a shit. It's because these people they live in denial, and they just think that everyone's out to get them, everyone hates them, when that's just not the case. Like it's probably that you're going on the wrong subreddit. Like for example, if you go on what's called r/shit liberals say, if you go on that subreddit, yeah, no shit, I feel like it'd be pretty obvious that you're gonna see some very anti-American shit. Like is that what these people are doing? They're going like the most leftist or Nazi subreddits ever, and then they're complaining. Like maybe okay, maybe in subreddits like MeIRL or what's called r/pics, maybe. But even nowadays, I feel like that at least discourse is toned down. Like it's not like you don't see people just constantly complaining about Americans. The majority of people I do see on Reddit complaining about America are fellow Americans. And that's perfectly fine because our country is filled to the brim with issues. We can't we have terrible immigration services. ICE is kidnapping people. Our economy's in the gutter. Billionaires are robbing money from us. We have no taxes on them either. And Donald Trump is literally robbing cash. Just the American population is just oh my god, I can't even speak. He's just stealing in front of everyone, and no one cares. And this subreddit is still in denial. Now, to be fair, these posts are pretty old. For example, this one is 7 months ago. even then, it's even 7 months ago. I don't remember seeing people just constantly harassing Americans. I don't remember seeing that shit. If anything, when was that? 7 months ago. That oh, I can't even. That was in March. Maybe? No, I don't think so. I feel like people were just criticizing Trump. I don't remember people making. Maybe if you go on Instagram, you could probably see that. TikTok as well, but definitely not Reddit. I feel like Reddit, despite the bad rep it gets, I feel like it's not as far left as TikTok in certain aspects, and it's definitely not as far right as Instagram is. So that I feel like is my main problem with the sub. The sub takes things too serious, and they play the victim even when they don't have to. It's perfectly fine to like the US, but it's also not good to actively ignore the fact that there are problems here, and it's pretty fair to call them out. Now, obviously, in certain cases, like the one I showed earlier, that British person being mad, yeah, that's just kind of messed up to say over a joke. But these people are literally doing the same, so I don't think they have much room to talk. Well, I really hope we all learned something today. I really hope you all like this video. I know it's kind of different from the content I make previously, which is, gaming content. But, oh well. Maybe if you guys want in the future, I can analyze more subs. We can analyze things that aren't r/America bad. You just tell me and I'll, go ahead and make fun of them. Because there's a lot to be said about Reddit, trust me.